So I'm hearing you are amazing. Nobody can take that away from you, because that is true. However, there are actions that you have to take to exude your abilities, to exude what you do have within you. Because if it's hidden, then you can't activate what needs to be given to you externally. Okay? So there's much that is to be given to you, but you do have to take action. Like I said, you already have amazing within you. It's already there. It's not like you have to go look for it, but it needs to be activated. If it is inactive, then not only will you not believe in yourself, because there's times where you won't believe in yourself, or maybe some of you do, but I'm just getting up this energy of many not believing in themselves, not believing that they could do what they actually desire to do. It's giving a push and pull energy. You have a very strong desire to do something, and you know you want to do it. Nobody has to tell you. You already know you want to do it. It's already in there, but there's something stopping you. There's almost said there's many things stopping you, but I feel like it's really just you. It's you and how you're thinking of yourself, okay? In order for what you want to do to come to fruition, you must believe that you can. That's the first step. Because as soon as you tell yourself you don't believe, then you won't do it, okay? But you want to do it. You having a desire to do something, it solidifies your stance in that situation. Your stance is already solidified. You just have to take action. So the only thing that's missing that is aligned with your amazingness is your action taking. So you may take you may take actions in other areas of your life. However, in this specific area that you know what I'm talking about, because there's so many of you. So everyone's desire or goal is going to be different. Okay? So put this where it fits for you. Okay, put this where it fits for you. Now, ask yourself, what is it that is stopping me from moving forward? What is it? Is it fear? Is it you feel like you have lack of time? Do you feel too distracted? What is it? What is it for you? Because you need to get to the root of the problem to sort things out so that you no longer feel like you have an obstacle. Okay? You have to resolve impediments. Anything that's in the way, any blockages, they need to be removed in order for you to be able to move forward. And there are things that happen in life that can cause blockages. I just heard a babysitter. Some of you might have trouble finding childcare. I heard where there's a will, there's a way. Sometimes when we want something, we're not willing to compromise, but sometimes you have to compromise in order to get to where you need to be and work on multiple things simultaneously in order for you to get to where you, to where you want to be, okay? So just know that it is possible. It's just about your persistence. It's about your persistence and your ability to multitask, okay? Multitask, whichever way you want to say it. Okay. The first step is to believe that you could do it and take small steps, baby steps. Don't feel like you have to just dive in and you're not sure where you're going. So it just gets confusing and more chaotic. Many of you might feel like you're already going through chaos, so you don't want to add more to it. Okay, and that could be another reason why you feel like you don't want to move forward. However, when you look at something that you have before you that you want to complete, some type of project, some type of idea, it's the incremental steps that help you. When you dissect what needs to be done, when you dissect the bigger picture into small chunks, it makes life so much easier, and you don't feel overwhelmed by it. You don't feel overwhelmed by your goals and what you want to do, and it's less likely that you'll give up. Okay? It's making me think about my daughter when she was little. If there was too much food on her plate, she didn't want to eat it. It like disgusted her. But if there were small portions on her plate, then she would eat it fine. So it was just the overwhelming amount of food on her plate when she was little. She was like, it just like disgusted her. She didn't want to have anything to do with the plate. And that would always happen if we were to go to a family member's house. They would put too much on her plate, and you know, so I had to make it because, you know, I may not have been in the room, and then I'm like, oh, it's because there's too much food on her plate, right? And I just know that because I'm her mother, like, you know. So for you, you know yourself just as I know my child, and just as I know myself. When you know yourself, you know how much you can handle before you become overwhelmed and you feel like you just want to take a vacation and go away somewhere to just be by yourself. So it's about getting things done gradually and in small increments, and it will make your life so much easier. So that way you don't have to feel overwhelmed and nervous, and it's more so of enjoying the journey, enjoying your learning experience. And when you're enjoying something that you actually want to accomplish, it doesn't feel so overwhelming anymore. All of those feelings of overwhelm and concern and any other feelings that I said con, like pros and cons. Well, anyway, those feelings that can stop you from moving forward, they will go away. And then you'll be able to think clearly to the point where you're not going to have a problem moving forward. You're going to move forward with grace. It will be gracefully moving forward, and you'll begin to feel much more proud of yourself because you will start to see results over time. Many times we get stuck into wanting to see results fast. However, when you're working on something that means a lot to you, you don't want to move too fast. You want to take your time so that you know that it's right, and so that you don't miss anything or make a mistake. So the slower you go, not telling you to move like a turtle, you know, but gradually, it really does help the process, because you can still give attention to other things in your life that are important to you, and then at the same time work towards your core goals, your core values, your true mission, okay? Whatever that is for you. Okay, so let me get a charm. This is a bit of a short message, but it just came to me right before I pressed play, so I just started talking. Clouds. You could either have your head in the clouds in a way where you're not thinking clearly, a bit elusive, or you can have your head in the clouds in a way of your imagination, which is an amazing thing. So when it comes to your imagination, always believe that whatever you want to do is possible, because it is. It's possible. When you start to be too rigid and you don't believe in what many would see as impossible, then you lose your creative spark, and you don't allow your ideas to flow to you freely by entering into your subconscious mind. Like the collective consciousness, you will close that gate to that magic. You won't be able to access it. So be very careful with what you're allowing to stick to you when it comes to your ideas and your thoughts. If you think something is way too big for you, then it will be that. Just as the analogy I told you about my daughter, when she was little, she had too much food on her plate. She didn't want to eat it. So if you put yourself in that mindset and you say, you know what, I want that thing so bad, and it's always been with me since a long time ago, or since I realized it, and I know the reason why I want it, and I know I have an idea of what the outcome will be. Even though most of the time when it's something that you want that's in alignment with you, your outcome will be 10 times, 100 times better than what you think it's going to be, because that's just how God works. That's just how God works. When the love is there and the intentions are good, you end up seeing so much more than you even realized was there. It's like surprises that just pop up out of nowhere, and you're like, wow, that's for me? Well, thank you. You know, just like, wow, thank you very much, you know? So be very careful of what you're allowing to stick to your beliefs, or be careful of what you're allowing to become a belief, because whatever you believe will be. So if you have this grand idea that seems like so massive that how can one person do that? If you're thinking it, that means that it's for you. That means that you're supposed to do it. So it's not big. It might be big for someone else, but it's not big for you, especially if it came out of your mind. Especially if this is something that you discuss within self. It's yours already. You just can't psych yourself out telling yourself that it's not yours, because it's always been yours, and it is yours. And I heard this is your cloud space. This is your cloud. We all have we all have access to the cloud, which is collective consciousness. So that's why sometimes people do copy or copycat or mimic what other people do. However, if you get an idea, right, and you sit on it for too long, someone else will pick up on that message from the collective consciousness and do it first, because that's what collective consciousness is. We all have access to a floodgate of ideas and information. However, if your imagination is blocked, you will not be able to access it at all. So if you're one that's like, I don't believe in this, I don't believe in that, and you're like extra rigid and you're angry, you're resentful about a lot of things that have happened to you in the past, you block yourself. You block yourself from having access to, I heard, perks of the master plan. The perk of the master plan is to be able to access collective consciousness. That is a perk, because it allows you to connect to aspects of your imagination that can turn into beautiful realities, not just for you, but for others. So that's why I'm really stressing the fact to be careful of what you're telling yourself. Remember, if an idea came to you and it seems so massive that is like way beyond what you feel like you can do at that moment, just know that you would have never thought about that if you could not do it. Okay? Spirit would have never directed that to you like an email. I just heard like a forwarded message. That message would have never been forwarded to you if you could not accomplish that thing. So make sure you keep that in mind when you feel like something is just so massive that it's impossible for you to commit to or to accomplish. Don't psych yourself out. Know that it has been given to you, because your spirit team knows that you can do it. Anything that comes to you is because you know how to do it. It's just that you may not have been practicing your skills in that area. But that doesn't mean a thing. Just start practicing and skill up. And then you won't feel so intimidated by it, because you'll know more and you'll be more fascinated to accomplish this goal and this idea, to make it come to life. Everything starts in our mind. Everything we sit on, look at, are around, anything that we're in, it was an idea first. Just think about that. It came from the collective consciousness. Everything around us came from collective consciousness. When you just think about that and hold on to it, think about the biggest thing ever. Think about, I don't know, your favorite place to be. How it is, how it was engineered, you know, how it was designed. I heard a museum or some type of cathedral, and you look at all of these beautiful images and artwork and designs in the pillars, and you think, wow, that is just beautiful. But the thing about that is that it was in someone's thoughts first, and then it was brought to reality. So just hold on to that and realize that when you have an idea and when you have a thought, it's because you're amazing and you have the ability to accomplish it. So don't put it to the side and say, oh no, that's crazy. What do I can't do that. Yes, you can. That's why it was given to you. Okay, my love. So hold on to that and take it with you. Put it in your pocket. Okay. And look at it sometimes, because when it'll be a reminder for you to remember when you get this like grand idea and you just think it's way bigger than you because you never even thought about something that big. It means it's because you can do it. That's why it was forwarded to you. And also you can accept it. It's just about, are you going to take action? That's the only thing. So if you don't take action, then you stop yourself from being able to display how amazing you are and how amazing we are as a people, because we all have access to collective consciousness. It's just about who is going to be able to remove blockages in order to have access to it. Okay, so that's it for this reading. I hope this reading helps and gets to who needs to hear it. And just believe in yourself, because you can do it. You got this. That's why it's been given to you. Just remember that. There goes that phone every time. Well, almost every time. Anyway, everything you do, do it with love. Always remember that the creator is in you and the magic is too, because you're magic. Much love to you. I'll see you in the next video.